Hi. Um, yeah, I wasn't gonna normally do this at this time of night, but the spirits have just said, "Hey, get on this, do this now." So I'm gonna listen. Here we are. This is book 3, P.Sophia, stanza 111. After the disciples had said this, the Savior continued again, saying to them, "If you go into cities or kingdoms or countries, you must announce it to them first, saying, 'Seek continually and do not stop until you find the mysteries of the light, which will lead you to the light kingdom, into the light kingdom.' Say to them, 'Be mindful of false teachings, for many will come in my name and say, "It is I," and "It is not I," and many will be seduced." Very true of our time. Yeah. Now then, to those people who come to you and have faith in you and listen to your words and do what is worthy of the mysteries of the light, give them the mysteries of the light, and do not conceal from them, and do not conceal them from them. And to those who are deserving of the higher mysteries, give them, and to those who are deserving of the lower mysteries, give them, and conceal nothing from any of them. However, the mystery of raising the dead and healing the sick you must give to no one, nor give instruction in it, for that mystery belongs to the archons, along with all its names. For this reason, then, give it to no one, nor give instruction in it until you institute faith. And then Hertog has pistis. So the pistis generally relates to faith in the Greek language throughout the whole world. So this is very interesting and brings up a lot of stuff for me personally anyway, regarding the archons, the raising of the dead. Now, we generally relate to the undead as a fantasy kind of thing. It's ridiculous. It doesn't happen. However, I have personally come across some reports of things that were just uncanny and lead one to believe that it is potentially possible that there have been spells or incantations that bring a dead body back to a type of animation, which is not truly life as we know it, or in the sense of embodied by the soul. And this is what I think is the real thing here. And my real question in the whole undead thing is, if you are made undead by someone that you did not give permission to do so, then is your spirit then belong to them, or does it belong to the pleroma where you were before that happened to you? And yeah, it seems to me that that would be the case, because how could they hold it against you in that things that you did while you were in an undead state, that you did without your permission. So it's all about giving permission. Again, free will. Anyways, I'm rambling, so let's move on. However, moving forward, the mystery of raising the dead okay, so we went through that already. Excuse me. Throughout the whole world. So that when you enter into cities or countries and they do not ask you in, and do not have faith, and do not listen to your words, in those regions you may raise the dead and heal the lame and the blind and those with many illnesses in these regions, and throughout such means that they will develop faith in you, and you will proclaim the God of all, and they will put faith in all the words you speak. For this reason, then, I have given you that mystery, until you institute faith throughout the whole world. So, Jesus is saying, you're going to come across some people that, might have some good energy in them, some good spirits in them, but not really faithful in that sense of sort of godliness or lightliness. Anyhow, but basically he's saying, go ahead and help these people, heal these people. There's nothing wrong with healing these people. Do so, because it will help them have faith in the goodness within you. I think it's all really boils down to down-home goodness. Like you can see it when it's there and you can see it when it's not. So, okay, that being said, he has obviously given them the pentacles or insignia of the spirits that can do that, which would indicate that he had probably come across them working with the angelic spirits, the archangelic spirits, and the Goetic spirits. Now, I'm just going to relate a little story that I heard once. And I have looked and looked in the Goetic memoirs, or grimoires, and looked for this. And I found it in one place, wherein King Solomon was said to have a sigil that he drew on the rock. So he went over to this rock, drew this sigil on the rock, said the name of the angelic spirit, and the rock lifted up where it was, and he just moved it along. So according to that account, he used symbolic and Goetic magic to move boulders, which is, when you think about the whole building of the pyramids, it does make you wonder how in the heck they did that stuff. Anyway, let's move forward. Next page. After the Savior had said this, he continued again in his dialogue, saying to Mary, "Listen now, Mary, about the word you have asked me. What compels a man to sin? Now then, listen. When a child is born, the power in it is weak, and the soul in it is weak, and also the counterfeiting spirit in it is weak. In a word, the three together are weak, without any and one of them perceiving anything, whether good or evil, because of the burden of forgetfulness, which is very heavy. Furthermore, the body itself is also weak, and the child eats from the sustenance of the world of the archons." Okay, so thank you for saying that. And I understand the esoteric meaning of that. And what, again, to reiterate, the understanding that has come to me very clearly is that this whole merging of the dark matter with the light matter is what happened when the archons did their thing under Yaldabaoth. So everything that we can touch physically, apparently, has a dark matter to it and a light matter to it. So, as the child eats from the sustenance of the world of the archons, he is referring to the dark matter present in the physical. But as far as I'm concerned, in the world that we live in here and now, breast milk is one of the most wonderful things and should not be condemned. I don't like that. Anyway, let's move forward. And the power attracts the portion of the power which is in the sustenance. And the soul attracts that portion of the soul which is in the sustenances of the soul. So he's more referring to the sustenance of the soul than the body. And the counterfeiting spirit attracts to itself the portion of evil which is in the sustenances and its desire. So again, the portion of it. On the other hand, the body attracts into it the matter from the sustenances that is unconscious. The body attracts into it the matter from the sustenances that is unconscious, meaning the light matter. The destiny, in contrast, takes nothing from the sustenances, for it does not mix with them, but it will leave the world in the condition in which it came. But little by little, the power and the soul and the counterfeiting spirit grow, and each one of them perceiving according to its nature, the power becomes conscious and learns to seek after the light of the height. The soul becomes conscious and learns to seek after the region of righteousness, which is mixed, which is in the region of the mixture, meaning all those karmas and all those things that we have attracted to ourselves by our actions and our thought processes. And the counterfeiting spirit becomes conscious and learns to seek after all evils and desires and all sins. And of course, that it's its purpose. Its purpose, the Archon's purpose, is to keep us trapped here. That's what it's all about to them, folks. They want us to do things that keep us trapped here. Whether that someone wants to call it sin or what have you. I mean, you can have a freak out about using that word, but I mean, come on. You have to understand that there are some things that a person should simply not do. And that creates a heaviness, a denseness, a darkness in your aura, a darkness in your being. And these are the things and the reasons why the Archons are here to trick us into doing these things that create more karma or heaviness or denseness that keep us trapped here. And that's really what it's about, in my opinion. In contrast, the body perceives nothing unless it extracts the power from the matter. The real power is the light power, always. The three immediately develop awareness, each according to its nature, and the avenging receivers assign the servitor's Goetic spirit. Okay, and I'm just going to finish this one sentence here. According to accompany them and witness all the sins which they commit, taking note for the method and manner of how they will chastise them in the judgments. And we're going to stop that now and move on another time. Have a good evening.